I'm not gonna pull a Christmas story. Should I try it actually though? All right, welcome back to the cooking show. We're here in the Munchies Test Kitchen. I'm Farideh, the culinary director at Munchies, and today we're gonna make ice cream cake. We have a lot of things to do today. We have to make a vanilla ice cream base, a chocolate ice cream base. We gotta turn those bases. We gotta whip some cream into our chocolate base. We gotta turn that. We gotta set it. We gotta set the vanilla. We gotta set the chocolate. We gotta make the cookie crunchies. We gotta make whipped cream. We gotta put that on top. We gotta let that set a little bit longer. We gotta make some ganache. We gotta let it cool. We gotta drizzle on the top. Then we put more cookie crumbles on the top, and then we're gonna slice and eat it, and it's gonna be great. But that's a lot to do. So we're making two kinds of ice cream bases for this recipe. One is a vanilla ice cream base. Into that, we're gonna put heavy cream and milk, okay? And some sugar. Right on in there, we're gonna add a little pinch of salt because guess what? A pinch of salt is good. It's gonna accentuate the sweetness of it. We're gonna dissolve the sugar in the cream and the milk. And then we're gonna add in a vanilla pod. Chocolate base, we're gonna do some sugar, cocoa powder, and milk. Okay, so let's talk for a minute while these dissolve about ice cream. Tom Carvel, back in 1929, he got like a $15 loan from his future wife, Agnes, to start up an ice cream truck. Happened to be Memorial Day weekend, I think, which, let's be honest, it's the kickoff to summer. And he got a flat tire somewhere in New York, and he had to just sell his ice cream right from his truck. So in doing that, he sold out, but this ice cream was softening really quickly. And that's what created soft serve. We got a vanilla bean. I'm gonna scrape the seeds. These seeds right here are the gold of the vanilla pod. These are very simple, but they're full of flavor and really delicious. There's no eggs in this, which I really appreciate. I think that some people get always weirded out about using eggs and things, whether raw and cooked and blah, 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 and heating it right and all this stuff. There's none of that nonsense with this. You can see the cocoa powder. We're going to put this into a quart container, cool it down, and then we're gonna whip some cream and add this chocolate base into that. It's gonna be a really light and fluffy base that we can churn and then put into our ice cream cake. See, there's some little bubbles forming around the edges. We've got some slight steam coming off, so it's nice and hot. I don't wanna scorch or scald the cream and the milk. I just want it to heat up nicely. I'm gonna turn it off, and I'll add in my scraped seeds from the vanilla bean and the pod as well. And this is gonna infuse for about an hour. Our vanilla base is ready. It's been infusing with the vanilla. I'm going to carefully strain it right into my quart container. So you can see some of those pods, some of those little beans didn't make it in, but most of them did. And there's some like weird like brown stuff from the pod, so that's good to get that out of there. Now, refrigerate this for 1 hour, maybe a little longer, let it cool. Meanwhile, let's make the most important part of an ice cream cake. You thought it was ice cream, didn't you? You were wrong. Stay tuned. And we're back. And guess what the most important part of an ice cream cake is? No, if you said ice cream, you were wrong. It's the cookie crumbles. Let's make them, okay? I've got some extra ones here for snacking Oreos, because why wouldn't you? It's good.
Is that the way you normally eat an Oreo?
I eat an Oreo different every time I eat it. We're gonna take these and we're gonna crumble them. It's like crunchy. It's like that layer of like crunchy goodness in between the soft, really silky ice cream. And it's just like a textural triumph in my opinion. I thought about also using like Rice Krispies kind of thing in the middle. Dominique Ansel did like a peanut butter cake and it was so good like that. I'm an Oreo girl though, so we're using Oreos. We're gonna add our melted butter right on in and just mix it on up. I'm gonna bake these for 10 minutes. Our vanilla ice cream base has been in the fridge for like an hour. I'm gonna put this on in here and we're gonna turn it on. Like a medium low speed. It's gonna go for 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. My ice cream is nice and thick. Let's stop it. We've got this beautiful springform pan. So this is what we're gonna make our ice cream cake in because it's gonna be easier to release it later. I'm also gonna put it on this handy little piece of parchment because that'll also make it easier to slide off. Hopefully, maybe I'll have a disaster. It'll probably melt and I'll get the paper everywhere and it'll be just disgusting. A foreshadowing, if you will. Ready? Wow, look at it. Just gonna shake it into there. Soft serve really is my preference on ice cream a lot of times. And the vanilla, I really prefer vanilla. And I know that's boring, but you know what? The thing about chocolate and vanilla ice cream is that they're classics for a reason, right? Next up, we gotta put this into here. This is where it actually is tricky because this is kind of heavy, but I'm just gonna smooth this out into a nice even layer. Look at it, damn. And it melts, look, I mean, it's soft. It's melting a lot. It's gonna leak through the cracks on the edges. Our cookie crumbles, if I don't eat them all, we'll put them in here. So, and don't forget, we need to save some of these because we're gonna use some to decorate the top. Enough talking, this is melting. I'm gonna put this onto a sheet tray. This is gonna go in the freezer for like an hour or so, maybe 2 hours. There we go. We have our chocolate base here, which has also been in the fridge for like at least an hour. Oh my God, this is like fudge. This is so good. So we're gonna whip some heavy cream with just a touch of vanilla in this guy. We're going to drizzle in our chocolate base. Now this needs to get refrigerated for another like hour or two, and then we can churn it, okay? Whew, okay. Wow, look at it. All right, it's gonna go right on in. The ice cream, the chocolate ice cream has churned. We're going to add it into our preset base that we've already got chilling in the freezer as well. Pour it right on in. It's nice and thick. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I don't like chocolate ice cream. I love this chocolate ice cream though. I'm just gonna put some like plastic wrap over the top, pop it in the freezer. We're gonna let this set probably overnight, let it really harden up in there. Next up, we are going to make a ganache. This is very simple. It's really just some semi-sweet chocolate. We're gonna pour it into, nicely chopped up, right into a bowl there. Have a little bit extra so you can have snack and chocolate, okay? We're gonna heat up a little bit of cream. It's gonna get poured right on over our chocolate. Let it sit for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll whisk it together and you'll have a beautiful, very simple ganache. It's been such a journey. Like we've made our ice cream bases, we've churned ice cream, we've made cookie crumbles, we've set it. Like, I'm sorry, but this also, like the fact that ice cream cake is essentially, for children, like this is very complicated. I would never make this for anybody but myself, honestly. We've got some heavy cream in our bowl. We're gonna add some confectioner's sugar. We're gonna add in a little bit of vanilla extract. Now I know that, that just did not pour well, but it's fine. Vanilla extract on its own doesn't taste good, by the way. Don't eat it. It's basically like alcohol. So, Sicily. This actually is the hardest part, so let's begin. The cream has been whipped. I'm going to move this guy aside. I'm gonna grab my cake from the freezer and we're gonna ice it, and then we're gonna pipe some cute little stars on top. Let's bring this cake on over. Sticks a little bit because it's wet and ice, and it's like that thing where you lick a frozen pole and your tongue will stick to it. That's like this right now.
That is Farideh. Can you show us?
That's like this. No, Ian, I'm not going to show you. Should I try it actually though?
Yeah.
Wait, do you think it's gonna stick?
No.
Ah! My finger just stuck. No. I'm afraid my tongue's gonna stick. This is so scary. This is like from the movie Christmas Story when I was a kid. What if my tongue sticks to it? Will you guys help me?
Yeah.
We are not using this in my tongue. Okay, ready? I triple dog dare you. Okay. I'm so scared. Oh my God, this is so scary. What do you do? It's stuck! There we go. That actually really stuck! You guys just stood there and filmed it! What's wrong with you? Now that this is ready and my tongue is healed. Doesn't that look good? It's a little bit messy, it's a little bit drippy, but it's fine. I'll have a disaster, it'll probably melt and I'll get the paper everywhere and it'll be just disgusting. Foreshadowing. This whole process is just such an ordeal. I am losing it slowly but surely. Where are the spoons? We use this wooden spoon, even though that's not what I would normally use. A little bit on top, spread it out evenly. We're not gonna do the edges, by the way, because I like to see that that layer in there of the cookie crunchies, but also when you do the edges, it like drips off. So we're just gonna do the top, and then we're gonna pipe on the top as well. We're also gonna fork it. The funny thing is, this doesn't really matter that I'm even doing this, because I'm gonna cover it with ganache and the more cookies that we saved. So we're gonna get a piping bag. We've got a nice little star tip. I'm using the fattest star tip, okay? We're gonna pop that on in, cut off the old tip. I can't believe I'm using a wooden spoon to do this right now. It seems very awkward, but I did it. Boop, 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 boop. It doesn't work if you don't do boop, by the way. Boop, boop. This is ready to go back into the freezer. We're gonna let this freeze for another couple hours. Jesus Christ, kill me. Good night, sweet prince. The cake is in the freezer. We're gonna let it sit there for a couple hours, and we're gonna come back, ice it, finish it, eat it. Great. Woo! That's it. Oh, yes. Mmm. All the layers of this, you saw me eating it throughout this. It was all really delicious. Individual components before it was frozen. Now it's a frozen entity. You don't need to have a birthday to have ice cream cake. You can make it for whatever you want. And I hope that when you make this for whoever it is that you love and loves you, that it brings a smile to your face and to their face, okay? Because that's what ice cream cake does, is it spreads joy. Mmm. Mmm. Want some?
Yeah.